Hey everyone, for ETHToronto, I built Castlingo, a Chrome extension that enables AI-powered language learning on the Farcaster client, Warpcast. So when I first got onto the app several months ago, I realized that there was a lot of people talking about the language barriers on the app. So for example, how it's not optimal to cast in other languages, or how they like Twitter's translate to English feature, or how they'd love to see an automatic translation tool. This is why for a previous hackathon, I had built TranslateBot. All you had to do was tag translate and the language you wanted to translate this into, and you would get an instant AI-powered translation. I was able to scale this project to dozens of users and several hundred posts translated. So to extend on this project, I want to gamify the experience. With Castlingo, we gamify the language learning experience, ultimately bringing more users on chain. Our quizzes are AI powered, which means that we can adapt to each individual's own unique language styles, and you can learn any language with our app. Most importantly, you get real world practice. With traditional language learning apps, they often drill you with basic sentence structure and generic vocabulary, but this doesn't give you real world practice. With Castlingo, we're directly translating real casts that people post on Warpcast, enabling you to learn in a more realistic way and with crypto native terms on Warpcast. So here's the demo of Castlingo. I've arrived on this cast posted by Rish and I have the extension installed. So I'm going to hit the extension and you can see that we're learning Spanish right now. So I'm going to go ahead and start learning. And we're just going to wait a few seconds for the translation to load along with the other questions. So here we have it, the Spanish translation of Rish's cast. We're going to hit next. And here we can go deeper into each of the different phrases and words and familiarize ourselves with them. So like came across, Enduron memo, rebuilding, arsenal. And once we've done that, we can move along to the quiz. So the quiz is two multiple choice questions and two true and false questions, which gives us the chance to increase our daily total points. So I'm ready, so I'm going to hit start. It's translate memo, so this one's easy, it's just the same thing. What does reconstruir mean? I believe it's to rebuild. The word arsenal in Spanish is cartel. I believe this is false. And U stands for United States in English. I believe this is true. And we got 400 points because we answered 4 out of 4 questions correctly. So now we can return home and repeat the same process for other interesting casts that we find. So in terms of how all of this all works, first when a user clicks on the extension, the Chrome API fetches the current tab's URL. So in our case, it was this. And we pass this URL into the Nanar API, and the Nanar API returns the cast's text from this URL. So in our case, it was this piece of text. And we pass this piece of text into the OpenAI API with a little bit of context, and the OpenAI API returns the translation of the text, the definitions, and the quiz questions, all in JSON format, so we can more easily display it in each of the different pages in our Chrome extension. And the entire extension was built with a Next.js app, and our entire workflow was powered by MicroGPT's VS Code extension to help us improve our code quality. And in terms of next steps, I want to make this more of a Farcaster native experience. So I want to leverage Farcaster frames and cast actions so that users don't have to leave and download an extra extension to play with the app. And it also enables us to work on both mobile and web on Farcaster. Second, I want to introduce a leaderboard so that we can gamify the experience more with a social aspect. So introducing things like points and streaks. And lastly, I want to introduce on-chain rewards. So you can win NFTs and USDC if you've reached a certain streak or if you've reached a certain amount of points. And you can also compete and bet against your friends. And yeah, that's the demo. Thanks for watching.